All right, thank you, Jennifer. And yes, I do expect to have, I believe most of our award winners are online, and so we're going to give them a couple of minutes after each presentation about their award to give us their response or message that they'd like to share. So let's get started. As Jennifer said, you know, this is our NSC, our National Steering Committee Awards program. We have been working on these awards and providing these awards for quite a few years now. And this has been our opportunity to recognize outstanding environmental leadership among small businesses and among our small business assistance provider network. We like to recognize not only the small businesses that are providing environmental stewardship and leadership in their industries, in their states, but also programs and individuals within the programs, trade associations, and other business assistance providers that work with our programs to help protect the environment and help the small businesses come into compliance. I just wanted to recognize the folks that participate as part of the promotional subcommittee. Most of the folks on that group also participate in the awards subcommittee. But where we don't have representation from certain regions, our National Steering Committee does step in and helps provide scoring for the awards so that we're all well represented with input from across the full network. So we have 4 awards categories that we'll be providing awards in this time around. We have our Small Business Environmental Assistance Program Excellent Award, our Small Business Environmental Stewardship Award, a Business Assistance Provider Environmental Leadership Award, and then our Karen V. Brown Leadership Award. So our Small Business Environmental Assistance Program Excellent Award is our category to showcase an exemplary performance of one program, and whether that's an individual within that program or it's the program as a whole. If it's a team, not many of us have more than one person these days, but often there are teams of people working for a particular state. And what we look at for these groups is how they help within the network and their own state on compliance assistance activities, sustainability, advocacy for small business across the board, and collaboration with our partners at the national level. And let's get right to that. And this year, and we just had a great example from Tony of how he has been representing our programs nationally. And Tony was selected this year for the Program Excellence Award. And we got a great picture of Tony on his properties there with the award. That's a great, looks like a great space to be. But to highlight some of his accomplishments, Tony has been part of the National Steering Committee, whether it's a regional alternate or a rep, the vice chair and then chair. He's had a number of roles over that time within the steering committee. He's also participated on a lot of the subcommittees as well. He's been working hard strengthening our partnerships on a regular basis as they make changes within EPA and the Office of Air and Radiation and the Office of Air Quality Planning and Standards, as well as the regulatory agencies. I'm not even going to try and spell out those acronyms, it'll take too long, but the state regulatory and local regulatory agencies have their own associations, and we try to partner with them as well, and Tony's been a great connection there. He's been a continued advocate over the years for changes to the once and always in policy for small businesses, as have a lot of us been, but he's really been in the forefront for us, and that was finally realized last year. And then as we saw earlier, Tony's been our subject matter expert for auto body, dry cleaning, ready mix concrete industry, and then just a couple of highlights about his work with the 6H exemption navigation tool and publicity for that nationally. All right. Tony, did you want to say anything else, highlight anything else for us? We've always appreciated your efforts on our behalf.
Well, certainly don't need to highlight anything, but I do want to say, please know this means a lot. I really, really appreciate it. Well, there's nobody who really understands what we do like we do. So to get something from my peers like this, it's a big deal. I really appreciate it. And just questioning now that I have you guys on here and we're not being recorded. I just want to let you know, yeah, I was in the middle of a staff meeting today and I saw the AT&T truck drive by and I thought, wonder what that's about. And then 5 minutes later, they cut my line. So no fiber for me. I got to come into my wife and daughter's small business today. This is the nation's largest kids consignment store and they run it. And so I got to see them and see my grandpup and see all you, and I appreciate it.
Great. Thanks, Tony. All right. The next award category is our Small Business Stewardship Award. And in this category, we showcase the accomplishments of small businesses that have been working with their local, state, territory, or national SBO or SBEAP in the areas of improving environmental performance, pollution prevention, sustainability, and mentoring. So not just their own work to improve their business, but how are they sharing that information with other businesses in their area or in their industry. And this time around, we have 2 award winners. We selected DENT Design Hardware in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and MADTREE Brewing Company in Cincinnati, Ohio. And our first one I want to highlight is DENT Design Hardware. In their accomplishments, they've been working for some time with the Pennsylvania EMAP program to apply for a stormwater permit is where it started. They've been getting help managing their annual sampling, finding labs, and working out the results and reporting for that. And then in the process, as they learned about their stormwater issues, they proactively planted local native species around one of their art falls to reduce the volume and the contamination, to the extent that they've actually been able to get that removed as a point of stormwater contamination in their more recent permit. And then they've been sharing that success and promoting the use of the EMAP services through local media. And there were a few other highlights, obviously. I just wanted to keep it to one slide. We've got a great picture of the owner, Tim, and then the original outfall spot along with the one with the native plantings. It's a great example of that work. I don't know if we were able to get anyone from DENT Design on here, or Jeremy, if you wanted to say anything on their behalf.
It does look like Tim is on, and he is unmuted.
Great. Okay. Hello, Tim.
Yeah, I'm on my cell phone. My computer's getting Windows updates. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes.
Oh, great. Yeah, it's been a long, interesting struggle. How when I originally encountered the notion of outfall, I thought it went out and it fell. But since then, it's become really any pool of water that may, incorporate over time, sediment and, negative chemical qualities. So, yeah, and luckily we're right near a lot of native trees anyway, so they plant themselves, and I just let them keep going. Just try to manicure them as best I can. And yeah, that kind of Mars scenario versus what almost is like a tropical rainforest now. I'm thinking of setting up a hammock down there. It's so cool there sometimes where the plants are pumping the water out of the ground like hydraulic pumps, and it's quite cool in there. Want me to say more?
No, I was waiting to see. Jeremy, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I think it's well deserved for Tim. They've, Tim's done a heck of a lot of work to be in compliance, and that's kind of why we wanted to at least nominate him, and we're glad to see him because, for a small business to wear many hats, and it's very difficult, and to add on one more layer of the requirements or regulatory structure, it's really difficult. And Tim and I have had plenty of conversations, And I think one of the hardest ones is to tell Tim you're going to have to be a storm chaser to run out at the beginning of a torrential downpour with all your Nalgene bottles and jars and start collecting water samples and stuff like that. So yeah, it's great. And if I recall correctly, Tim, isn't it your birthday? So we might have to give you a little bit of a birthday congrats too. So yeah.
Well, it's like, this is like 8 years of hard work rewarded, because we followed the letter of the law, and they kept kind of moving the goalposts at times, or weren't real clear on what the requirements were. So we always oversampled and overdid and did more.
Well, that's great. It's a great example, and we will be highlighting that on our website for a while as well, along with all our other.
Ultimately, I bike to work pretty much 9 months of the year, and I enjoy the bike trails in Pennsylvania, and I move stuff out of the roadway on occasion and stuff like that. Just generally try to adhere to good green, sustainable principles. So it's, and I'm a little bit of a lab rat myself, so I kind of enjoy the biology of the sampling. I'm a little more of a mechanical engineer, but I can appreciate science, and I like to have data. And if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. That's what Lord Kelvin said.
Yeah, great message. Great. All right. Well, thank you guys. We'll move on to our next business winner. Whoops, I went too far. And our next selection was the MADTREE Brewing Company in Cincinnati, Ohio. And some of their accomplishments then, the environmental stewardship is part of their core mission. They've had a green fund to support projects that would otherwise go unfunded because they're not really revenue generators. They have a preference for local suppliers with an environmental stewardship focus. They have a continuous improvement team to look at different efficiencies, and they had some great examples that were provided in the nomination. But I know we've got some folks here, or at least one from MADTREE. So if I can't see my full slides here, and a lot of great reductions of cardboard and other solid wastes. It sounds like a great system. So, and they've got some great stuff on their website that I was looking at that I put on our slides just to share that as well. And yeah, if you want to go ahead.
Sure. Thanks, Renee. We really appreciate it. And thanks to Ohio EPA for nominating MADTREE. It means a lot that others in the community outside of our own organization are recognizing our efforts. So thanks so much. And, really, we're just focused on living out our purpose to connect people to nature and each other. And it's our obligation to embrace our name of MADTREE and work to celebrate and protect nature while reducing our impact. So really appreciate the recognition. Thanks so much for nominating us, Ohio EPA, and we're really proud of this. So thanks a lot. And happy birthday to Tim, our co-winner.
Oh, that's great. Too bad we can share a little toast.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Renee.
maybe when we go to Ohio sometime, we could tour MADTREE.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That would be great. Dan, you got that? You write that down, Dan. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say that kind of sounds like we might need to host an event here at some point.
Definitely.
We would love to have all of you.
We did it in Colorado, so it's would seem like a good plan. All right. Let's see. Moving on to the next award. Our next one is our Business Assistance Providers Environmental Leadership Award. And all of our states, we have so many different partnerships where we work with other organizations to help reach the small business community and help them comply with requirements. From trade associations, either locally or nationally, maybe your local chambers of commerce, and then just about any other partner organization that might be out there. We wanted to recognize the fact that there are some that have the same dedication to helping the small businesses comply with the requirements in advance and go beyond with pollution prevention, sustainability, and then their role in the information transfer to industry and small businesses. And this year, we selected the New Jersey Small Business Development Center and their Sustainable Business Registry. And I believe we've got a couple folks from that effort on the line here. Hi, Kelly.
Hey, we are so proud to be part of this and to be recognized for getting this award. Ed deserves all the credit in the world for all that he had done for this program that we put together, and also the registry. We're really, really excited about this. So thank you for recognizing us, and thank you for letting us be part of making a difference. So thank you.
Oh, you're muted, Deborah.
I'm here now, I think.
There you go. Yep.
I just want to second Kelly, and we've really enjoyed working with our manager in this area, and we do appreciate the recognition because it took a lot of resources to put this out there. And we really worked hard with the US EPA, which helped us jumpstart it, and the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, which really invested some time and effort to collaborate with us. So thank you. But Ed is the real hero because he's the manager of this.
Well, here I am. Thank you, Kelly, and thank you, Deb. I didn't know exactly the format here, but I'm so proud to be among this esteemed company of environmentalists. Had I known, I would have made the cake or something, but especially for Tim. But anyway, I have prepared a 2-minute little outpouring of my sentiments here. So on behalf of the NJSBDC, it's truly an honor and delight to receive this award from the SBEAP. With the fervent help and dedication of the NJDEP Sustainability Bureau, we created what may still be a one-of-a-kind program to help businesses in New Jersey initiate or expand environmentally sustainable practices that will have a positive impact on the triple bottom line. And you know what that is: people, planet, profit. So in addition to that technical consulting assistance that the NJSBDC is so famous for and so able to do, and now they're able to do it with environmental practices as well. We have the Sustainable Business Registry, which you see a shot of here on your screen. And it's another no-cost way for businesses to learn about the simple steps they can take to become more efficient. It's also a way for members to publicize and differentiate themselves and be recognized for their practices. Currently, 210 different businesses representing 35 sectors are listed on the registry, along with detailed data and information about their practices. So while we will be ever thankful and mindful of this award, the real return on our investment is the hope that small business development centers like ours in other states will launch similar programs or use ours as a supplement. Specifically, I personally have to thank the EPA first for granting us the funds to start this program. Then the leadership of the NJSBDC for Kelly and her support, and especially Deborah for her work in this program. And then there's my colleagues at the NJDEP, past and present, specifically Kai Osrell, Sustainability Bureau Chief, and his staff, Gina and Ed, and 2 of our program pioneers who have since moved on, Helene Barr and Athena Serafidis. So thank you, and we wish the SBEAP and the awardees all the best in their future endeavors. We really appreciate this. Thanks ever so much.
Great, thank you, Ed. All right, moving on to our next award. Oh, let's see, I've got a couple of your other highlights in here, but I think you pretty well covered it. Our last award then is for the Karen V. Brown Environmental Leadership Award. Now this kind of goes back to our origins, really, of the Small Business Environmental Assistance Program and Ombudsman Network. Karen Brown was really essential to that initial implementation and helping the programs grow during her years as the director of EPA's Small Business Division. After joining the agency in 1981, Karen held a number of different management positions with largely a focus on the needs of small business. And then in 1985, they first created the EPA Small Business Ombudsman, and then added to her role the EPA's Asbestos Ombudsman. And if any of you were here yesterday and you heard Paula Hoag's explanation of how those roles, while they sound similar, they are very separate roles. So Karen was the first to kind of take on that double duty of handling both programs. And then in the 1990s, as Karen was growing the Small Business Ombudsman Program at EPA, she was highlighted and was written up in a number of articles. Some of these are, sorry, we've got the links and you'll be able to look at this later. It was, some of those are membership based, but we've been able to get a few excerpts out of those to talk about Karen's long history with helping small businesses. These are some old pictures from past national training events that we had where Karen was giving away other awards to our colleagues, and one of our small business dry cleaners is represented as well. And some of the old documentation that Karen used to provide for all of us. And this category really is there to showcase an individual within the small business assistance programs or as ombudsman programs who promotes the small business compliance assistance, sustainability, advocacy, and collaboration nationwide. It honors their leadership, innovation, dedication to environmental protection, and highlights their efforts to build strong partnerships to achieve that small business compliance efforts. So this year, our selection for the award has been a long-term technical subcommittee contributor and co-chair now for the past 5 years. His membership on the committee has really increased, or his participation has really increased the membership based on his leadership, and he's been expanding the topics that we've covered. He's brought in new presenters to the committee meetings to make those broader connections to groups that were unaware of our programs. And he's constantly got some detailed technical responses whenever anybody has questions on our main listserv, and is always generous with sharing his resources and making those available to other programs to help them do their jobs. With that, our award winner this year is Mark Stoddard of the Indiana CTAP program. And we had a little quick snippet from their presentation award. Let me know if you can hear the video.
Yes, we can.
Great.
So, just so you know, you were nominated for the Karen B. Brown Leadership Award.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
And for all of you that may be interested, this award is an award category that offers an opportunity to celebrate and showcase the accomplishments of an individual, an SBEAP or an SBO, and you're the individual award winner for the country.
Oh, really?
So
wow.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Yes. So Karen B. Brown.
Oh, sorry.
Brown was the first to receive this award, and this award is how we promote and embody small business compliance, assistance, sustainability, advocacy, and collaboration. And this award honors your long-term achievements in leadership, innovation, education, dedication, and environmental protection. and it highlights your efforts to always build local, state, federal partnerships for small business compliance assistance. So thank you for that. And I do have a quote that I think just kind of sums up today and state government employees in general, but really you. Ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. And so thank you for always being all in on your projects. Usually when you and I talk, it's up here to me. Oh, okay. But it's incredible in terms of the kinds of leadership that you have provided the state of Indiana, the kinds of counsel that you have provided your colleagues, and we appreciate you, and we congratulate you on the Karen B. Leadership Award. Jennifer has the award. Can I shake her hand?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with shaking hands.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
I am
much.
so very proud of you for earning this award, and it is my pleasure to present it to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was a great presentation. I really liked that last quote that she had about attitude, and that does say everything about our work with Mark on the technical subcommittee. Mark, I think I saw Mark on here anyway earlier. If you wanted to say anything else, we've got a little bit of time left on our agenda. Well, maybe a couple minutes. There you are.
Yes. Very unexpected. I vaguely recall a discussion about the Karen V. Brown Award and the quote from the Wall Street Journal. And I was thinking, you know, that's a very difficult award. I wonder who's going to be the person that might be potentially. I had no clue that I would even be remotely in the running. I mean, when you're doing what you think you're supposed to be doing, I mean, none of it is really like hitting a home run. I mean, some of it is just getting on base, using a baseball metaphor. So you don't really think of it as terribly outstanding. And sometimes you never hear back from the people you help, at least not right away. And so you never quite know, well, how much did I help? A little bit, not at all. And so sometimes I wonder, as far as the technical subcommittee, if they wish I would go away. But I have enjoyed it, and I have felt I feel I've grown in getting into that. I recall it was Jeremy Hancher and Rick Karleski, who were the co-chairs at the time. And I think I was reluctantly a volunteer. I said, well, they'll probably discount me. And I said, yeah, I could consider that. They said, great job, we accept. Wait, you mean you're not going to reject me? And they said, yeah, no, we're not. In fact, we have a partner for you, Lisa. And she was a great partner and very helpful. So again, this has been a journey, and I hope to continue it for at least a foreseeable future. Thank you.
Yep, thank you, Mark. Yep, sometimes some people are all in and do things quite consistently and long term, and those are the folks we appreciate within this network. You had a couple of your colleagues wanted to recognize that, so that's great, and we do appreciate your efforts and continued volunteering for that role. But definitely, you know, it's a tough thing to continue to do, but everybody appreciates that effort. With that, whoop, there we go. That's all I have for the 2021 awards, and I want everybody to start thinking about who to nominate for next year, and keep thinking about this in terms of your projects with your the local businesses and other partner organizations as you go during the rest of 2021 for the 2022 awards.
And thank you again, Renee, for your efforts in getting this program together and all of the awards ready for everyone. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And thank you and congrats to everyone out there who received the award. We are truly blessed by so many talented people.
Definitely.
Our next session is